Hey guys, I'm Meredith from Hare Krishna Family. Here I blog about what it's like to be a family of 4 Hare Krishnas living in the beautiful country of New Zealand. I am a mum of 2 wonderful boys, and we are full-on Hare Krishnas. We just like to talk about what it's like to be Hare Krishnas in New Zealand, basically. So if that is something that interests you, please like, comment, subscribe below, and check out what I post here on YouTube. So today I'm going to be busting the 5 most common myths that I've encountered about Hare Krishnas. There's lots of myths about Hare Krishnas. So the first myth that I need to bust is that we're all happy all the time. I can see why people think that we must all be happy all the time, because we say things like chant Hare Krishna and be happy, or stay high forever. So certainly people associate us with being happy all the time, but I have to say that we're not robots. We're not unnaturally, artificially happy. It's not that you join the Hare Krishna movement and then you paste on a big grin and you see the world like that. We're not pretending to be happy. And for myself, I can say that what I feel as being a Hare Krishna is that underneath everything there's a kind of deep sense of connection or groundedness or peace. Connection, and that connection comes from being properly connected to those around us, so other people around us, and also properly connected to God. And that can be the lens from which you see the world. But on top of that, I've got all the normal emotion. Our goal is not to remove ourselves from emotions. Our goal is to have connection with God and His living entities, or the people who are in our lives. Myth number 2 that I would like to blow out of the water is that you can't get married. This is a really common myth. Lots of people think you can't get married, you can't have kids. We're not into relationships, we're into becoming monks, basically. It's a 5,000-year-old culture from India, spiritual culture that was brought here from India in the late 1960s by our teacher Srila Prabhupada. In the beginning, when that culture was first brought from India to New Zealand, it was attracting kind of hippies. The late 60s, people who were attracted to our movement were largely in their late teens, early 20s, and max early 30s. And most people wanted a revolution in society, and they wanted to kind of reject everything that they had from their families. So a lot of people were in a life phase and a phase where they were not in a place where they wanted to get married. They wanted a whole new, different something, a new culture. But then what happens is that those people got older, their needs changed, our society changed, and people realized that actually they needed the foundation and structure of marriage, a lot of them. So I would say these days probably 90% of the Hare Krishnas are in long-term committed marriages. Myth number 3 that I would like to bust today is that you have to wear orange bed sheets to be a Hare Krishna. When I first got involved with the Hare Krishnas in my late teens, I remember my uncle saying to me, I hope you like to wear orange, because people associate us with kind of, wearing orange robes, dancing on the street, wearing orange, basically. If you picture your typical Hare Krishna in your head, it's probably somebody wearing orange robes. And absolutely, some Hare Krishnas do wear orange robes. Don't get me wrong, some people do. Usually people who wear orange robes are monks. And we have some monks in our society, and we have lots and lots and lots of people who aren't monks. Your general common garden Hare Krishnas are kind of most people are married, most people have jobs, kind of living normal lives, and normal lives generally require normal clothes. Although, yeah, clothes don't make you spiritual. I hate to say it, but just because you're wearing a piece of clothing does not make you a spiritual person. So even you don't have to wear Indian clothes. You don't have to wear any specific kind of clothes to be a Hare Krishna. Clothes do not make you a Hare Krishna. So myth number 4 that I need to bust is that we don't have jobs. I think this myth comes from the fact that a lot of the most visible members of our society are people who are temporarily or permanently living in the monkish time of their lives, and they are giving out books on the street. Most Hare Krishnas these days are people with families, they work jobs, they own kind of like so-called normal occupations, so you're probably interacting with Hare Krishnas on a daily basis without even realizing it. Myth number 5 is that we don't see our families. This is quite a common misconception, I would say, about Hare Krishnas. Again, I would say that was one of those things that a lot of people didn't see their families when they joined in the late 60s, early 70s. We kind of got stuck with this stereotype that we were a cult, basically. The Western Hare Krishna movement, we've grown as a culture to understand more deeply our philosophy and the importance of family relationships, importance of intergenerational relationships, and the importance of being really grateful for where we came from. As a parent myself, you can't help but be grateful for what your parents have done for you, right? And so absolutely Hare Krishnas these days see their families. And actually our culture, it's a culture that really stresses the importance of family relationships. Relationships are important.